Alrighty boys, so this is what you call tiny house living right here.
What is up guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to continue working on our apocalypse rig here, and as you've seen in the previous video, we got a lot of work done on the inside of this thing, and we also moved on to the exterior and we actually started welding up our bracket for our generator. And as you can tell, this sucker is sitting up here nicely and it looks amazing, but we are not done just yet. There's still a few more braces and brackets that we need to finish up welding, so let's just go ahead and continue where we left off and finish welding this thing up. Alrighty guys, so we finally got that bracket built and it is nice and stout. Got a bunch of dimes all the way throughout. I don't think that sucker's going anywhere. And the next thing that we gotta do is pretty much box it out, probably with some aluminum panels, but it is kind of late in the day and we did get an early start on this video, so we're just gonna have to continue working tomorrow in the morning. Next day here, and as you can tell, we got a nice piece of aluminum right here, and what we're about to do is take our measurements, go ahead and cut it out to the dimensions that we need, and try to build some sort of cover for this thing. All right, so we finally got our aluminum box cover built, and as you can tell, it is nice and stout, and that's because we actually did a lot of aluminum welding, but dude, it turned out absolutely amazing, better than I expected. There's a few little things that we got to do, like grind up the edges and probably cut out a little thing for our little handle because it kind of like sticks out a little bit. But before we do any of that, we did actually finish up this thing, and as you can tell, we actually welded in some little rails here. That way this box slides on there a lot better. You want to go ahead and test it out?
Yeah, let's go ahead and test it out. It should slide in perfectly.
Hopefully.
Yeah, let's see it, man.
It's a little bit difficult getting this sucker in.
We might have to build like some sort of handle on it or something.
There you go. Dude, that's nice.
It's right getting there. It's almost there. There we go.
Oh, perfect,
right
dude.
There, dude. And we also need to figure out some latches as well, and how we're going to strap down this generator as well.
We're probably gonna do one strap on the inside because whenever we put it in there, it actually is like really nice and snug in there. It doesn't move around. But before we do any of that, let's go ahead and actually primer this sucker in. That way it doesn't rust. And then hopefully we'll do our little final touches and then get this thing entirely camouflaged. All right, so we finally got this box camouflage painted and it turned out pretty dang good, but we got to give it to these guys that painted this whole entire truck, because doing camouflage designs is a lot harder than it looks. But you know what, we got it fitting in somewhat right there. I think this will do just for now.
Looks perfect,
Looks
dude.
perfect, man. Let's go ahead and actually move on to the next thing. Try to get this sucker latched on here somehow. So let's just run to the store and see what we can come up with.
So we made it here to the Ace Hardware, and it's crazy how people are adapting to what's going on in the world today. And check that out, dude. Ace Hardware actually has a drive-through, and each parking lot is numbered. You just got to tell them what you want. Honestly, you got to exactly know. We wanted really to go in there and just figure some stuff out, but they actually came out with some pretty sick latches right here.
Oh yeah, dude, those look perfect.
Heavy duty, and they're lockable. That way nobody can steal our, generator. So we're good here. Let's go ahead and actually head back to the house and see if we can install these.
Alright, so we just finished up installing the latches onto this box, and this sucker is pretty much 100% complete. We even painted the latches up, and you probably will never be able to find them because they are camoed out. The next thing that we're going to do is actually focus on our exhaust. We did read some of the comments that said not to straight pipe it and actually put that muffler on. And I think that's the proper thing to do, is just keep it nice and quiet, because this is pretty much like a stealthy vehicle, stealthy off-road rig. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to jump onto the exhaust, go ahead and throw that muffler back on, maybe go to the store, buy some piping, and then we'll just go from there.
All right, guys, so we finally got this exhaust welded up and rerouted. It's just gonna come straight out here, just like original, right?
Exactly, man. It's perfect the way it's gonna sit. Just pretty much the exact opposite.
Yeah,
to
exact
this
opposite way. But all we have to do is throw this sucker on, drill some holes for this bracket, and we should be good, right?
Exactly, but before we do that, we got something right here.
Oh my goodness, this is the perfect snack after you're done welding right here, man.
Exactly, man. Man, that's a lot of welding, dude. There was a lot of welding done today, a lot of fabricating.
A lot of work done.
A lot of work. This fabrication stuff does take a good bit of time, especially like that box, man. It took a lot longer than expected, but you know, we're nitpicking, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but dude, it's gonna look good once we're done with it, just like that box. So let's just go ahead and finish off this exhaust.
Alright, so the exhaust is finally complete. We got everything hooked up, the bushings, everything is nice and stout. The only thing that we didn't hook up is actually this breather hose, which should be really easy to run. All we need to do is just extend the tube, probably just loop it around here and just go somewhere along the frame and back to the snorkel. But that is going to be it for this exhaust. We're going to take a quick break, and I do want to give a huge shout out to our tire sponsor, BF Goodrich. They actually sent us an awesome gift for their 150th anniversary. Check it out, guys.
Dang, son, what do we got here?
Dude, this is awesome. We already unboxed it because we wanted to charge the battery, but we didn't look at everything, so let's just go ahead and crack it open, and you guys are gonna be surprised of how realistic this RC car looks, man.
Man, this thing is a, what is it, a Toyota, first of all?
Dude, get a good glance up in there, man.
You got a Trail Finder RTR.
Look at this, you got a transfer case, you got axles, you got a real aluminum frame, you got all sorts of features, and
This thing is basically like a real truck, just electric, you know what I mean?
This is awesome. Let's go ahead and crack it open.
Dude, little bracket.
Dude, how cool is that, man?
Dude, this is legit. Got a front bumper and all this stuff.
Look at all the attachments you could do. You could do a real winch, a light bar. There's real shocks on this thing. I think they're real. Look at that.
Dude, this thing is legit. Got aluminum axles and stuff. Look at the leaf springs. That's all like legit, like real stuff. You know what I mean? Just in miniature form.
This is advanced stuff. We used to be pretty big in RC like way back in high school days, but man, this is bringing back a lot of memories.
Oh yeah, man. I can't wait to put this thing to the test. I'm just trying to figure out how to put the battery in it right now.
I wonder if that sucker's waterproof because we got all sorts of terrain back there, man.
We might have to just go ahead and test it out, dude.
Let's do it. Let's put this sucker together and go.
Let's do it.
Woo-wee.
Got it, man.
King of the hill right there, dude. This is super fun, man. It brings back memories. Man, this has got to be one of the coolest gifts that we've ever received. Although we love all your guys' gifts, but man, I'm super thankful for BF Goodrich for being our tire sponsor. But anyways, we're gonna call a little bit more and then we're just gonna get right back to work. All right, so moving to the inside here, what we're about to do is actually run to the store and we wanna purchase a futon or a couch slash bed that's gonna fit perfectly right here. It's not gonna take up too much space and it'll give us a little bit more room for storage, but I think that's the perfect spot for it. As for this area right here, this will probably stay a table for the majority of its life, but if you have like some extra guests, we'll definitely transform it into a bed. And while we're out there, we're gonna go to the RV Center. We're probably gonna go ahead and exchange our inverter. This 2,000 watt inverter actually blew up on us, but look at this 10,000 watt peak inverter that we bought, man. That sucker is massive. That'll definitely not blow up on us. I guess we were just pulling too much power with everything that we have in here. But anyways, while we're out there as well, we will pick up some white paint because we do want to get this stuff painted. So let's just run to the store and just see what we can come up with.
All right, guys, so we made it here to the camping world. As you can tell, I'm sitting in my new sofa because we got a pretty dang good deal on this sucker right here. We came here for an inverter and we ended up spending a lot more than we recommend you spending at a camping world.
Hey, but the crazy thing is we got a deal on all this stuff because we were bargaining with these guys.
Dude, they actually, off of our whole entire price, I think we dropped like $300. We dropped $130 something.
Off of a little scratch?
Off a little scratch and something right there, which is not a big deal. It would have took like a week to get a new one in, so we didn't want to do that. We just got the one off the showroom floor, so we're gonna have to, you know, sanitize this whole entire
yeah,
bad
definitely.
boy.
I was trying to get a discount just for it being on display, you know what I mean?
Yep.
But you know what, for $500 we'll work with it, we'll clean it and
It's
whatnot.
actually a really good deal because this sucker folds down into a nice, comfortable
We'll
bed.
show them a little bit later. Dude.
Yeah,
That thing is
and
sweet.
We ended up getting a what is that? What, a grill? Or what would you call
We
that?
got a nice little tabletop griddle and 2 lawn chairs, and also we got our inverter and we got some other supplies for our new table that we're gonna mount.
And
right?
we got some supply. We actually got an accumulation tank for our water. That way it doesn't like pulse. So let's head to the Home Depot and pick up our paint.
All right, so here at the Home Depot, they're only letting in a limited amount of customers, which is awesome. You know, everybody's taking and doing their part. So we're gonna run inside, hopefully come out with a bucket of paint and then go back home and probably start painting or set up that futon. All right, so we are back with our paint and our painting supplies. Let's go ahead and prep this surface over here and try to get it all painted. right, so we finally got that painted and it looks really good. And also we did a few touch-ups to the walls. As for this top piece of the bench, we're not gonna have to paint that because we are gonna throw some foam and probably do some upholstery to that later. But as of right now, let's go ahead and give this whole entire place a clean up, get all the trash out of here, bring in the futon and some other goodies that we bought. Alrighty boys, so this is what you call tiny house living right here. We finally got our super comfortable futon in, and man, I gotta say this thing is the best purchase we've ever made for this little military
this
truck.
thing is
right here.
looking nice, dude.
And check it out, you know how it's super close butted up to the wall? It still extends properly like it should. Look at that, super easy to do. And we still gotta bolt it down to the ground as well, but we're not gonna do that just yet because we still wanna build possibly a little coffee cabinet right here.
Yes, sir, dude.
Coffee table right here, I think that'll be perfect. We
Maybe
still gotta
even get like a little thing, just basically the same thing as our cabinets. That way it all matches.
Exactly, man. That's gonna be awesome right there. And also check this out. We got a little griddle here, and look at this. You can cook all sorts of things: T-bones, pancakes, bacon.
I'm just looking at the 22 hot dogs that you can cook on that sucker right
dude,
there.
You can feed a lot of people right there. So if you have your whole friends and family out, dude, you can cook for them right here. And the reason why we purchased this is because it's super simple to just, you know, throw on here. We may not even have to install our stove into that. What do you think?
We may not, and you can just bring this thing outside too, you know, if you want to cook outside.
Exactly. So this was a pretty great purchase right here for like 90 bucks, or we knocked them down to like 10 bucks, dude.
Yeah, we were just hustling over there.
Dude, we were having bidding wars with him. Like, you would think that a store like that, you can't knock no prices down, but we sure did, you know what I mean? And also, check this out. We purchased an accumulator tank right here.
Accumulator tank, I think that's just what's going to prevent the sink from pulsing. Go ahead and turn them on. Yeah, we don't want that. We want nice, smooth flow, and that should give it to us right
And
there.
also, we did read the comments about cracking open the tank there, and it should flow evenly, but we already cracked it open. It's still doing the same thing. And about the comments about the batteries being very dangerous like that. We have been leaving it open, but we're probably going to go ahead and purchase some nicer batteries. We already got them on the way. That way you can just close it and you don't have to vent it off.
They are going to be sealed batteries, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think they're lithium or something like
and
that.
they're made for solar panels.
Yeah,
too.
made for solar panels, and you don't have to worry about venting them. But we still got something else in the back of the truck there, some lawn chairs. Let's go ahead and crack them open and set them up. Man, dude, I'm absolutely loving this adjustable relaxer right here, dude. It just comes in absolute handy. I love the color as well. It matches the whole entire military vibe or outdoor vibe. We went ahead and set them up on top of here, and this is exactly what we plan on doing, probably up to a river or a lake, something cool, or just when you're out and about, dude. I think it'd just be cool just to get a little bit closer to the sun and just chill, man. But anyways, that's gonna be pretty much all we're gonna do for right now. We do wanna give you guys a quick build update on some of the builds that we postponed due to the coronavirus kind of quarantining a few things, but we're gonna go ahead and jump down and show you guys what we're talking about. Dang,
boys, man, I can't wait to get back on this Jeep, guys. But a little update on this one, we basically got everything that we need for it, right?
I mean, we got it already fixed to stock specs plus more, but I'm talking about we got way more
aftermarket parts. We want to completely build this thing. After the lift and the wheels and tires, dude, this thing turned out absolutely amazing. And the supercharger, but we got still so much more that we need to do to finish this thing up. I'm not even gonna get into that because there's just so much awesome stuff. As you can tell, there's already a big box just sitting on top of this thing.
And we got a whole forklift of stuff waiting on this thing from Reckless Off-Road.
Yeah, from a huge shout out to Reckless Off-Road because we got stuff for this and the truck as well. You wanna go ahead and move on to the truck?
Let's move on to the truck, yeah, exactly. I mean, we got all of our parts in because, you know, we were kind of prepping for this shutdown.
Yeah, so we went ahead and tried to get everything in as possible. As you can tell, we were even getting stuff for all of our other builds while working on our big rig over here, which is a lot of fun. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump to that truck over there and talk about it.
And as for Pop's truck here, all we got left is pretty much completely piecing this thing back together. Oh, we also got to weld in the brackets for that intercooler. And then we're just going to give this thing a fresh new paint job. We can't wait to get to that. As you can tell, it is pretty dang filthy. They have been quarantined for quite some time now. But we're probably gonna go ahead and knock out the Jeep before we get onto this one because we got all the aftermarket parts for the Jeep just to 100% complete it. And then we'll probably move on to Pop's truck. And I mean, these builds are coming to completion here real soon. Along with the Apocalypse rig here, there's not really much left on it, you know what I mean?
All we gotta do is basically finish up the cab of this thing. Not the cab, the actual camper part of this thing.
I mean, if you guys just give us ideas, we'll just keep going with it. But that's pretty much it. These builds will be coming out of quarantine here real soon. So make sure your post notifications are on so you don't miss out on anything because they're all gonna be epic once they're finished. So guys, that is gonna be all for today. If you want an inside scoop before YouTube, definitely give us a follow on Instagram at goonzquad. And if you want to help support your boys, be sure to visit goonzquad.com and copy some merch. But with all that being said, thank you guys for all the love and support. Be sure to drop your comments and thoughts down below, and we'll catch you guys next time. Peace.